broke the cork off. A bourbon steward. It takes me a minute to get some words sometimes. Oh, that's puke. Ugh. Ripping his clothes and gnashing his teeth. Corn whiskey. I still haven't found my first Blanton's. Hello. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I'm not one of these guys that thinks that I can do like any kind of Irish accent or anything. I did get a little bit of green. It's greenish. It's kind of like, I don't know, like Korea green. So just in case, I have this like wristband, so I have a little bit of green. It's a Christmas wristband, but I'll turn it inside out so you don't know that. So now it looks like an Irish wristband. See how I could do it. I could fit in. All right, so this is the Whistler. This is an Irish whiskey. I was going to do this last year. I bought it. I opened it and never took the first sip out of it. Never did a Bourbcast on it. But it's a neat bottle, and we're going to tell you all about it. In 2015, a husband and wife team by the name of Patrick and Marie Cooney and their family, they laid the plan that would be fulfilling their dream for crafting their own Irish whiskey. From the milling to the mashing, the maturing to the bottling, all of it. The whiskey is created at their family distillery in the heart of Ireland's Boyne Valley. Not Boyne, Boyne, B-O-Y-N-E. The mash bill is, it's 100% barley. Local ingredients, they like to buy right there on the aisle. Again, I'm not going to do the Irish accent thing because I stink at it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I promised I wasn't going to do it, and I'm not going to do it. Not going to. Let's see. They distill it in nano copper pot stills and age it in fine oak cask cellars. This is, believe it or not, and there's nowhere on this that it says it. I have looked, and I will look again just to be sure. The new bottles say it. But this is called the I Love You bottle. It's a PX I Love You single malt. That's what they call this. It's made from 100% malted barley, initially matured in ex-bourbon casks and then recasked for finishing in XPX, that's X, like no longer, PX sherry casks for 9 months. Let's see. I don't know much else about this. I checked into the distillery just a little bit. They got a lot of different things, a lot of different offerings. They've got, let's see, I wrote them down, a 15-year version of this, the I Love You whiskey, and a 5-year bodega version of this, which is aged in Spanish sherry butts. They have a double oak that's a blend of malt and a grain, Irish cream, Irish honey, a cask finishing series, including an Imperial Stout, an Oloroso Sherry, and a Calvados cask. So, yeah, there are... hey, Michael Bauer. How are you, sir? Coachella Valley. Mike checking in. I'm glad you're here. We're doing Irish whiskey. And, you know, I have done Irish whiskey before. Some of them, if you want to go back in time and you want to look at them, some of them that stand out, the Sexton was decent. I did do that one. Yeah, how you doing, Michael? The one I really liked was this one. This was the Michael Collins. This is the one called the Prediction. And when anybody's talking about Irish whiskey, this is the one that I tell them about because I thought this was really tasty. Let's see, we've got Writer's Tears. This one was a disappointment. Call them as I see them. As a writer, I thought, you know what, I'm going to really like that, and I didn't. No. Let's see, what else we got down here? Yeah. This one I really like, Tullamore Dew. I know, it's a mass-produced thing. It's kind of like a bourbon drinker drinking Jim Beam, right? Well, okay, but it's good. It's good. And Jim Beam's good. Not most of their stuff, some of their stuff. Let's see. This one is another one I liked, the Power, or Powers. They have a green label and they have a red label. I haven't tried the green label, but the red one I liked. Let's see. The McConnell's. I don't really remember. I didn't hate it, but it's been, you can tell, it's been a couple of years and that's all I drink out of it. I don't go to Irish whiskey very often. It's just not my go-to. And then the Spots. We got the green spot and the yellow spot. The yellow spot is supposed to be better than the green spot. It's a 12-year. It's more expensive. I actually like the green spot better. So there's very little of that yellow spot that's out of the bottle. So I've hardly touched it. But anyway, that's kind of a tour of some of the Irish. Other ones, of course, that you know of, Jameson. I do like Jameson. Of all the whiskeys that I've had, I like the Jameson among the best. I think it's got the most complex bourbon-esque style flavors. Tullamore Dew is right up there. Powers is good. The Michael Collins particularly. So if I had to say, like Jameson, then Michael Collins, and then maybe, I know you're going to ask about Redbreast. I'm not a fan. And you're going to be going, no, sacrilege, don't say that. Well, I'm not a fan. It's an 80 proof pour. I know a lot of Irish whiskeys are 80 proof pours. I get that. It's just kind of like that market. But it's just, for me, it's okay. It just doesn't seem to have a lot going on, and maybe that's why people like it. Is it's smooth and it's mild, but there's nothing going on. I'm a bourbon drinker, and so for me, Redbreast doesn't really offer a lot, and it's pretty expensive too for what you get. So I'm not a fan. It's okay. I just don't love it. So anyway, all right. This is the Whistler. Again, this one tracks, it's an $80, I thought it was more than that, it's $80, $79.99, not available in the state right now. This is an OHLQ pick, so it was the state's pick, and it's currently not available. It must have sold out. Oh man, I had it written down and now it's not there anymore. I don't see it. Son of a gun. I was doing the math. Remember, my mother was born in Cork, Ireland, and I'm half Irish, the better half, of course. Of course. I've had an Irish day. I've had a moody day. I've had a grumpy, moody Irish type of day. So I'm in the right place at the right time. This is 56.17 ABV, alcohol by volume, which means it's a little over 120, yeah. 112 proof. 112. So I remembered it was 1, 2, 3, 3, 4. So a little over 112 proof. All right, let's get into it. Again, this is an Irish. It's 100% malted barley. It's got some nice notes. Again, this one was aged 5 years and then recasked for 9 months. So it was matured in ex-bourbon barrels for 5 years and then put in the extra cask, the sherry cask, for 9 months. It's got a definite sherry overtone. It's grainy. It's like an Irish. It's grainy. What do you want? I mean, that's what Irish is, right? It's a single malt, malted, so your barley. Now you can malt rye, but this is malted barley. It's a malt, single malt, in a single cask, by the way, also. So, yeah, those wine notes are really coming out. They're really popping. They're nice, actually. Altogether, as much as I'm not a fan of Irish whiskeys, the sherry popping on this just is lending itself to a really, really nice nose. It doesn't have the traditional notes like you might be looking for, like your cinnamons and things like that. I did write down the notes for this because I'm terrible with Irish whiskey. What they say here is a delicious sherry nose, so I got that. Now, I haven't read this. I just copied and pasted. Dried berries, okay, raisins, cherries, sultanas, which are golden raisins, candied orange and sticky brown demerara sugar. I can say yes to all that. I wouldn't have been able to pick it out on my own, but I can say yes to all of that. Let's see if there's anything I'm missing. There is not. So yeah, I think that's a very, very accurate nose. I might even add dates in there. They said raisins, but I'm going to add dates in there too. By the way, I've got my corned beef, cabbage, and carrots and potatoes upstairs. I started on it and thought, oh, I got to go. That has got a beautiful mouthfeel. It's warm. That's warm. Whew. Whew. That's warm. For 112 proof, that's up there. That's, ooh, I feel that all the way down. Ooh. That's warm. The mouth feels great. It's nice and creamy. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. I'm getting just a little bit on the. I didn't really go for flavor. I was just going for mouthfeel there. The bloom was slow but steady. It was very nice. Started in the center and bloomed out, and it didn't take its time, but it wasn't like, ah! You know, it didn't like inundate me. Actually, really nice bloom on it. It was just right, just right. Mouth feels nice and buttery, very good. Yeah. This is a nice one. I like this one. Something predominant I'm getting on the palate is chocolate. And I got that from, this is not unusual, I get that from Tullamore Dew too. When I drink Tullamore Dew, it reminds me of chocolate. And I'm getting that heavy on this. It's kind of nutty. I'm not going to tell you that it's like Jameson where it has complex flavors that remind me of bourbon. But if I had to tell you that this was a complex pour for an Irish, it kind of is. There's a lot going on. I have not read the notes for the palate. I'm going to pick at it a little bit here, and then I'll get into their notes. But I want to figure out my own first, if that's possible. All right. Really unusual. It's fruit forward. I got apricot on the side of my tongue that time. All right, so let's see what they have to say, because it's tough for me to pull it out. Let's see. Their palate says wood forward opening, a viscous yet crisp palate, dried fruits and brown sugar. I was thinking brown sugar, but I couldn't commit. Joined on the palate by walnut. I did say it was nutty. Zesty citrus, and a hint of leather. Leather, I can find it. Citrus, I'm not finding that. It is fruit forward, but I don't know if I would say that it's citrus fruit forward. Or maybe it is. I don't know. I don't know. How about a phone call right in the middle of the Bourbcast? And it's all in caps. So what's that tell you? Spam alert. Spam alert. Warning, warning, Will Robinson. It is spam. For me, it's not the brown sugar. I'm getting that Demerara sugar. Demerara sugar is it's almost molasses-like for a sugar. You can bake with it. I like making my simple syrup out of Demerara. It's a darker sugar, and it's even darker than brown sugar. Brown sugar's got a sweetness to it that it kind of stands out. You kind of know what it is. Demerara is just a little bit different, and that's what I'm getting off of this. Not brown sugar, but Demerara sugar. And maybe it's because I'm influenced by what I read on the paper, but it's not the typical brown sugar note for me. All right, hey, let's put it on some water. All right. This is actually really good. I'm going to put this right up there. As far as an Irish whiskey that I like, there aren't a lot. They don't, and I think probably one of the reasons I like this is because it's a higher proof. Being 112 and, that's quite a bit. Being 112 proof and a little bit on that bitey side, a little hot for 112, it gives me some of what I want out of a whiskey. And, you know, I think it's really putting out some bold flavors that other Irish whiskeys don't offer because they're only 80 proof, which means they're watered way down. That's the only way you can get an 80 proof whiskey is to water it down. Because if you're going to call it bourbon, for example, it's got to be 125 proof when you put it in the barrel. All right, I put a little water on that. Shala's watching. Hey, welcome back to the show, Shala. We're doing Irish today. This is the Whistler. The company, I've evidently erased a whole bunch of stuff here. It's in Boyne Valley in Ireland, and I got rid of the name of the company and everything. There's a lot of stuff I had written down, and it's all gone. I don't know what I did. I must have done some creative editing or fallen asleep on the keyboard or something. I don't know. I didn't sleep very well last night, and I had to get up for a morning meeting, and I've been swimmy-headed all day long. I just don't think I slept well. And I felt like I was drunk all day long. I didn't even drink last night. It's just the weirdest thing. Maybe I should have. Maybe that's the problem is I didn't drink last night. Shala's waving. I hope all is well, young lady. I say that, it makes it sound like you're in trouble. All right, so a little bit of water on this. Still not getting brown sugar, but boy, did I get walnuts. Right up here. That was a big gulp too. I will admit that was a large one. So sorry for my lack of couth. But if you like Irish whiskey, this one is nice. And the problem is you're not going to be able to find it right now. At least not in the state of Ohio. There may be some Whistlers out there, but it won't be this one. This was an Ohio exclusive, and if they make other ones that taste as good as this one, I would buy Whistler again. Again, I am not an Irish whiskey fan, but I like this one. And I will drink Michael Collins. I'll drink Jameson. I like those. I like Tullamore Dew. This one, that chocolate note is still there, along with that walnut note. It's got some stuff going on. I wouldn't give it the same type of complexity that a bourbon would have, but for an Irish, there's some complexity here. I do like that subtle oak. It's not overpowering. It doesn't overtake the flavor. It's just there enough. The sherry is more present on the nose than it is on the palate. Faux show. Now on the finish, that sherry is definitely more present than on the palate as well. It's subtle. It has to come out and get coaxed out. But it's there, and it is for somebody who doesn't love sherry casks on bourbons and things like that. This one really, really works out well. The guy, it's sherry, it's hogsheads, Pedro Jimenez, which is PX. That's where the PX comes from. So this is PX I Love You single malt, and it comes from Pedro Jimenez PX sherry hogsheads from the southern tip of Spain. So that's their sherry. Adaveria's watching. Hey, how you doing, Adaveria? Good to see you. It's great. Love bourbon. I'm with you. I do too. But this one, for a not bourbon, because we do splendid spirits as well. For a not bourbon, this is one I could probably enjoy quite easily. Now, will I get tired of it? That's the other thing that happens with me and Irish whiskey. Whereas with bourbons and ryes, I don't get tired of them. I can continue to drink them and I don't get bored with them. Irish whiskey tends to make me bored. Now, this one being 112 plus proof, 1, 2, 3, 4, I wonder if this one would bore me. Now, this is one of a kind. This is the only one I have. This will probably never come out again. So I'm not going to go through this bottle, but I do like this one. Okay, so a little bit of water on it still. All right, I'll just say it. That's really good. Can't say that about everything Irish, but that is really good. Yeah. All right, do I want to put it on ice? I've got about 7 minutes left. 6.5 minutes left. Why not? Why not? Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm reusing the ice ball for the third time. It's not so much a gorgeous ice sphere anymore. It's once was a gorgeous ice sphere. Now it's a polishable kind of ice nugget. Its shape is not good. It's got markings on it from my thing. Oh, by the way, cork. The cork, you won't be able to see this, but it's got musical notes all around the top of the cork. I think that's kind of neat. I like those little touches, you know, those tiny, they could completely not do that and nobody would notice. But the fact that they do it is cool. I'm a musician. I love music. So the fact that this is called the Whistler and it has musical notes around the top of the cork and it's good. Yeah, I'm not going to complain. Not going to complain. St. Patty's Day on a Monday, come on. That brings out the worst of the Irish. You're right? I'm not even Irish. I'm Cherokee. And I've got a little bit of Irish temper going on today, you know? I don't know, you just got up on the wrong side of the bed. Plus I got up too early. All right. I didn't cool it down enough. I'm thinking, wow, that's a lot of flavor. We got to finger stir this bad boy. That holds up really nicely. All that heat, all the proof is gone, but the flavors are beautiful. And that chocolate note is still what's kicking my butt. That smoke from the oak, that chocolate note. I'm not catching the walnuts like I did before. That chocolate note is really heavy, and it's a darker chocolate, like a, what do they call it, a cacao? Cacao! No, that's cacao. I know. I know the difference between cacao and cacao. No. Somebody's going to ask me to explain that, and I'm going to be completely lost. All right, no, this is great. If you can find a Whistler, get it. This is good. If you like Irish, you're going to love this one. And it may be too whiskey-ish for you, but it's 100% malted barley. It's not anything. There's no rye, there's no wheat, there's no corn, just barley. This is really freaking good. The color is excellent. For that 5 years and 9 months that it was in the barrel, it's that's a nice pour. Coming back on Thursday, if the calendar allows me, excuse me, we're going to be getting into the fruit. Going to be doing the fruit. We're going to be doing the Cleveland Underground Black Cherry on Thursday. And I've had this before. Excuse me, Bourbcast. I've had this before, and I remember liking it. I haven't been able to really like open it up and pick it apart. And I don't even remember where I tried it. I don't remember when I tried it. I got no idea. I don't remember. So, but this will be on Thursday, and then the following Thursday, providing again the schedule works out. It's been a weird month. The Crown Royal Blackberry. I'm just going to leave it at that. If you've seen the Bourbcast, you've seen me talk about it. You've seen me wring my hands about it. We'll see. We'll see. I'm going to be prepared. I'm going to be prepared to turn that bad boy into a cocktail. Because I don't trust it. So anyway, I want to say thank you to those of you who are with us today. And it's a St. Patrick's Day. It's a Monday. We don't normally do the Bourbcast on this day, but on today, since I didn't do a St. Patrick's Day and an Irish whiskey Bourbcast last year, needed to make up for it this year, and I'm glad I did. This is really tasty. I opened it, but I didn't even pour one out of it last year. I just put the cork back on it, and that was that. So I'm glad to have finally been able to taste it this year. So you have what? Let's try that again. You have a great what's left of your St. Patrick's Day and a great what's left of your week. And I'm going to sneeze. So I will see you on Thursday.